Firsthand. What happens at Hinchinbrook Farm is not really conventional therapy. He's been locked inside this body all of his life. He wants out.
I know he's in there.
Yeah.
The first time she said she didn't have autism, it was this spring.
She cannot read social cues. She cannot read faces.
Sometimes I feel like horses understand me more than people.
All of these critters can help her.
I honestly do not know what keeps that woman going. Maybe she's doing this to help heal her past.
It's time to stop putting these people away, out of sight, out of mind scenarios.
This is a place where everybody's got something different is normal when you come here.
The accident was in 2003. I started receiving treatment in 2004. I was on Gabatron, I was on Oxycontin. They had tried a whole bunch of different medications with me. Basically, I was sitting in a lazy boy chair in front of the TV for most of the day drooling. And somewhere in my brain, I was getting the message that this is not who you are. I'm Patty McGill. I'm 63 years old, and I run Hinchinbrook Farms. I started therapeutic riding in Quebec in 1990, and as the therapeutic riding grew, my children grew and grew out of the house. And I grew out of my marriage. Because at one point I was completely smitten with therapeutic riding, and I wasn't as smitten with my husband. So I guess therapeutic riding was the best man at my divorce. My husband went his way and I went my way. And I really like what I do. I really do.
Come on, let's go.
In the beginning, I never planned to come here with all of my own baggage to a growing program with 25 autistic families coming to play dates and 20 riders a week being accommodated and 30 new volunteers coming on board to get trained. There's 5 equines here. The oldest one is Silver Bell. She's 29 years old. Her son Dandy is 19. Buddy, who's also 19, he's the miniature horse. Jasmine, who's just 5 years old. Delilah, who's 7. The kinds of disorders that kids have that come here include social, intellectual, and physical disabilities. In conventional equine therapeutic riding, they would go and they would be given a helmet and they would get on a horse and they would do a riding lesson. What happens at Hinchinbrook Farm is not really conventional therapy. It's not two-dimensional. You're not sitting at a table in a chair. When they're really ready, they're ready. Whatever it takes to get the child to take that huge leap of faith and try something. That's what we do here. The difference here is that we go to where the child is.
Does she mind Spud Bashers?
No, she just wants to be where we are. You like the way we work here, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah? A little bit oddball?
Yeah.
Go. Here. Go. Later. Kirkland, he has autism. He's nonverbal. People who don't spend large amounts of time with Kirkland, they really only see the behavior and the big guy that's kind of scary. His favorite thing is to go out into the woods, horseback riding. The woods is just a magical, mystical place where you can melt into the environment. The movement of the horse is unique. That three-dimensional movement will increase the oxytocin production, which is the happy hormone that we all have. And it's been proven now that kids on the spectrum don't have that oxytocin element. It's quite reduced. By increasing their oxytocin production and release in their body, you can help normalize them. We all do some form of stimulation, but kids on the spectrum will actually shake their hands or wring their hands or rock. They all have a different way of coping, and stimming is a huge coping strategy. When I look at what he's doing, shaking the rope, I can see patterns. So he's making this beautiful string art. Nobody's appreciating what it is that he's doing.
Our day on a regular basis could start between 2 and 5 in the morning. He's usually bouncing from the time that he gets up. I'm Ginny Gates, and I'm the mother of Kirkland.
Sit still. Sharp. Sharp.
The physicality in dealing with Kirkland every day is he's a big boy. Well, he's a man. And he's very restricted in everything that he can do, so it's hard because I have to physically do everything for him.
Okay, let's go get dressed.
He developed just like any normal child. He walked and crawled and talked. And then on Christmas Eve, when he was 3.5, he just started to flap his hands. He started to walk on his tippy toes, just like he was flying, and the head throwing and the noises, but the speech stopped.
I do this every morning. I do his hair every morning.
Kirkland as a person he's happy, he's very loving and affectionate.
Oh, handsome boy.
Since he's been fairly young, he's been on very, very large amounts of medication. Right now, over the past few months, he's on the most amount of seizure medication that he's ever been on, and we're taking more seizures more frequently. When he takes the seizures, it's very challenging because he's so heavy, and of course when he's down like that, he's dead weight, and he fights us. He's 240 pounds, so it's challenging. I'm only 130 pounds, but I don't know, I guess I'm little and mighty.
Okay, let's focus on what we're doing here, all right? Yeah, you don't like that. I don't know what it is about that one you don't like.
Since February, we actually got an additional afternoon at the day program that he goes to, but other than that, there's not a lot there.
Come on. Don't throw it. Come on, just put it there. There we go. All right. Want to do another one? Yeah. I doubt if you do, but we're going to do one anyway. All right, where you going now? I've worked with Kirkland for about a year now. He can't communicate verbally, so it's how you're going to learn how to interact with him.
Kirkland, come sit down, please.
Come on. Our goal is to try to just offer him something that he can do. All right, let's do some shedding.
Great job.
Doing well.
Hands, buddy. 2 hands.
He's here doing it, so I hope he's enjoying it.
Sorry, boys, Kirkland.
Are you ready? Let's go.
No one's tried to reach him. No one's gone to where Kirkland is and brought him from that point. They have just contained him. Now, brush. Kirkland had no life skills or activities in his life. No studying at school for your, learn your letters. He hasn't had any of that. But since he's been coming to the farm from the very beginning, I've asked him to brush his horse. I've asked him to help clean out his horse's feet. I've asked him to go and pick up his saddle. All right. The purpose of having a shed in the woods for Kirkland is to have his own space. It's quiet in there. It's away from everything else. Get a heart page for you. You're happy. Pick a page. Go. He's been locked inside this body all of his life. He wants out. And I get it. And he gets it, and we look at each other. It's like, how are we going to do this? I don't know how we're going to do it, but I'm not going to stop until he gets it. Is a healthy horse, is it got a shiny coat or a dull coat? Which one? Shiny, very nice. All right, you ready to spell shiny? S. There's no way that Kirkland is intellectually delayed. Absolutely none. He seeks eye contact with you. He gets right up into your face and you make that eye contact. He's done it with the horses. He's done it with the dogs. Somebody's home. There's somebody inside there. And I have given him instructions to do and prompted him. And of course he does them all. How's that possible? So I know that there's a young man inside that body. Normal temperature for a horse is between 37.5 and 38 degrees Celsius. So 37.5 or 57.8. Yeah.
The day that Patty came to me and said, you know, Kirkland is in there. He's with us. We just have to find a way to unlock that. I felt overwhelmed because I know he's in there. Like, he did talk before. And before this happened to him, it was there. He did talk. He was, you know, he was saying things. He was saying sentences.
I have been saying to Kirkland from the very beginning, one day you and I don't know how or by what means, you and I are going to talk. First chance. I have no idea why I wanted a horse, but maybe I was born to this and maybe I was wired this way. From a very young age, I kept asking for a horse, and so my parents would give me a glass horse. By the time I was 15 years old, I had this huge glass horse collection with a lot of broken legs, but no horse. And so I found this horse with a bunch of heifers 5 miles away, and I used to go visit this horse and then pedal home really, really quickly. And this went on for a while, till one day I was holding this carrot and my father was driving the car. We pulled over, the horse took one look at me and came galloping across the field, you know, like, here she is, our person Patty with our treats. I just like vaulted onto the back of the horse, and that was it. There was no looking back. I've been beside horses every day of my life since I was 15 years old. So maybe I was born and wired this way. Maybe Rose is wired this way.
The night we dropped her off at the hospital was hard. She started to have a meltdown. She didn't want us to leave. They had to restrain her. I could hear her screaming my name through the hallway. I'm Pam McDormand, and I'm the mother of Rose. Hi. The first thing that I ever noticed was when she was about 18 months old. We used to go to play groups, and at home she was always really hyper and energetic, but when we went into these group situations, she would just pull back and not want to do anything with the other kids. When she was 4, she was given oppositional defiant disorder as one of the diagnoses. When she was 5 or so, we went to see a child neurologist who gave her a list of 6 things that might be wrong, which was really not helpful. Rose was 8 when we first got the diagnosis of autism. Rose has always been into animals, dogs and then horses. She likes to act like a horse, just as part of kind of bringing horses into every aspect of her life. I like riding and horse chores and everything. It's fun, but it's also really, like, interesting to learn how the horses move. It would just be so amazing to gallop like them. She's kind of brought the horseness right into her emotional management in that way, because when she's upset about something, running is one of the things she does to cope with it. The first time she said she didn't have autism, it was this spring. It's strange that she's suddenly decided that she's normal. And I hate the word normal, but her words were something like, there's nothing wrong with me. Rose's first year, grade primary, she was suspended from school 5 times in the first month for behavioral problems. Her entire body was in panic mode because of the noises, the lights, the sounds, the pressures to interact.
Let's go. You want to show the way, lead the way? There's probably a rule in the running in the halls. We have a big locker for you, and it's down here. We have a couple that you can choose from.
The desire to go to public school came one day when I was trying to make her do something at homeschooling, and we were having a lot of power struggles, which is what comes up after a few months of doing this. And she decides that maybe public school would be better than having to listen to Mom all day.
So these are places that you can come when you feel like you need to kind of have some quiet time.
She is definitely rejecting the supports. She was refusing to go to the resource room or have anything to do with the resource teacher. She just wanted to not be treated differently.
We're old, we can't keep up.
And I can really appreciate this idea that when she goes to high school that she's going to want to just, fit in naturally, not be the kid with autism.
Just done with the bells, and
We don't need distractions right now.
How do we set up jumps for Rose, do you know?
Come on, girl, over. No.
You send her through the swing, really?
Yes, she normally loves doing that one.
When I say that autism is like the 6th member of our family, it means if we're planning a trip or even a family event or a family outing, we have to think about not just the mom and the dad of the kids, it's the mom and the dad, the kids, and the autism.
Cricket, come here. Cricket. Cricket.
Cricket wants to play with everybody.
Yes, if I was in the middle of a trick.
Cricket! Okay, go see Rose! Go see Rose! Go see Rose! Let's go see Rose! Here, follow me, Cricket! Oh, Rose, where are you going? It's hard. It's hard to handle her in a way that is going to help her calm down, not make her worse, not make her get more agitated, to manage the situation in a way that keeps the siblings safe, because she lashes out physically. She wants a drink. She needs more water.
I know, I water that gave it to my...
Oliver, shush. I don't talk about autism a lot in Rose's presence right now. I just want to kind of let it go and kind of let her work through this on her own.
Hey. Hey. Oh, hold still. Good girl. Okay. Walking hard. Good girl.
It's normal to reject your diagnosis all of a sudden out of the blue. Being 14, you want to conform. Being 14, you want to be like the other kids. Rose has got huge barriers, huge social barriers. She cannot read social cues. She cannot read faces. She cannot understand how people talk. And then she has this overreactive amygdala, which just literally explodes inside of her, and she can be thrown into a rage. For a child with a neurological disorder, they are receiving sensory information quite different from us. I can totally understand kids that have sensory processing disorders because I live it. I was under the belief when I came to Nova Scotia that I would never do therapeutic riding again. In 2003, I was about to go out on a trail ride with my daughter. I just jumped off the wheelchair ramp. I split my fibula and smashed my ankle. The consequence was nerve damage. Reflex sympathetic dystrophy is a neurological disorder. It's the nerve system sending totally bogus information to the brain. I might feel like I'm getting stung by 1,000 bees. I might feel like my foot's not there. I might feel like there's an elephant standing on my foot. When I had my accident, everything stopped. I came to the knowledge that there was something really, really wrong here. And I was further and further and further away from the horses, which didn't help. I just was on so many really addictive drugs. My mind was constantly in a turmoil, and it wasn't the pain, it was the drugs to dull the pain or to remove the pain. And in removing the pain, it removed the essence of who I am. I was looking for a way to get better, and there just didn't seem to be any way to get better. It didn't happen until I stopped taking the drugs and faced the pain. So I can totally understand kids that have sensory processing disorders because I live it. I live it all the time. It's really important to introduce as many happy sensory experiences to help the kids have the processing disorder addressed. Body and body therapy is where the person is boosted astride a bareback horse in a very quiet area, feeling the body of the horse next to your body, especially for kids on the autism spectrum, is incredibly calming. Cortisol is the I'm going to kill you chemical in your body. It's responsible for blind rage. It's very much responsible for the meltdowns that autistic kids have. They check the cortisol level after the kids have been with the horses for 90 minutes. It's not there. The cortisol is gone. When you're painting on hair, it's not the same as like painting on cardboard or paper or whatever. You got to go with the fibers of the hair. They might not like touch, but this is different and it's exciting. I'm so impressed, Rose. Remember how she used to walk? Horses all talk with body language. And she really does need to learn how people speak with body language and to incorporate those cues and make them part of her social tools. All of these critters can help her, but can we get her to settle down enough to get a high school diploma? Can we get her to do that? I don't know. She's synchronized with you. This is beautiful. Rose has a relationship with the horses which goes deeper probably than most of the other people that come here.
This film is about Delilah's life.
Why was she on the other farm?
She was up for sale, and the people that bought her couldn't load her on a trailer and take her home. So she was pretty much left on her own for years after that. Nobody bothered.
I was born into a herd that ran wild. My tail grew long to the ground, and my mane was past my shoulders. For 7 years, I was touched by no person. I find Delilah interesting because she was pretty much wild for the first 7 years of her life. She kind of needs to find herself. She knows who she is mostly, but she still is a bit like curious and confused.
It's been 9 years since I've been on this property. I agreed to be a good steward to the land, and if I looked after the land and the critters, maybe they would look after me. And they have. I have 4 of my own kids. So I raised a lot of kids before they all grew up and started their own lives. And now I'm here along with everybody else's children. Things appear to be going really wrong for parts of my family. My daughter cut me off, and she had 2 kids, and they're both in care in Quebec. It hurts all the time. I've been hurt by judgment. I know what it's like when somebody speaks out and they don't wear your shoes. They don't understand what it's like.
You're a good girl. I haven't figured out why I feel left out. I've been trying to fit in, but haven't been figuring out how to fit in.
Jamie was 7 years old when she started riding at the farm. She really needed a giant friend because she had already been singled out as different at school. When Jamie talks, and it's quite haltingly, like there's space between how she talks, and it's not sure if she's trying to catch her breath, like kind of how she talks. Those are all seizures. Constant little muscular spasms. Jamie has Dravet syndrome, and it's epileptic seizures. It's grand mal seizures, petit mal seizures, myoclonic seizures, absent seizures. It's hard for her. She can never, ever be alone because of all of her seizures.
It's hard for a kid to have her mother have to go with her everywhere she has to go, because I have to make sure that she's safe. She was having 30 to 40 seizures a day. I'm Carolyn Cullicutt, and the mother of Jamie Cullicutt. Seizures can affect short-term or long-term memory. It was hard to teach her all this stuff when she loses her memory, and then you go back and you got to teach that all over again. Do you want your grapes? No? Not hungry?
No.
You should eat something.
I ate all my lunch.
Her memory does get affected by people. It has to be people that she sees on a regular basis as part of her routine. You remember those?
Yeah.
Who did you do them with?
Rebecca?
No, not with Rebecca. She came into the house for a whole year.
Someone else from the health.
Yeah, Kathy. I use pictures to remember everything. That way she's got no chance of forgetting it. And I tell the stories about what happened that day, and that kind of jogs her memory a little bit. This is an album of our trip. That's like us leaving and going on the plane.
It's strange to hear a story about me that I don't remember. I sort of have to picture it and put the pieces together, like someone who has never heard it. Sometimes it just doesn't feel like it's me. I have systems to help me with my memory. The picture and what it is right on the container, and that helps me know which thing goes where. I don't really have a favorite memory because they all end up basically the same. All the ones I remember for some reason end up me being scared. Like for some reason I've constantly remembered me waking up in an ambulance. And the only person I recognized in that ambulance was my mom. I want to go back home where I feel completely safe. Always the farm too. The horses are really nice and helpful. Sometimes I feel like horses understand me more than people. when I'm out of the hospital, I can go right to the horses and helps get rid of all the stress. You can actually talk to them about your feelings.
Whoa. Good girl, what on?
She doesn't have a gang of girls, her buds, that can hang with her. The girls have moved away from her because she's different.
When you have disability and that you feel left out all the time.
Well, she doesn't remember anything, and you remember everything, so you make a perfect pair.
When she comes to the farm, it kind of flips around on her because we believe in neurodiversity.
Bye. Okay. Let's start.
Did you choose your bedrooms? You want the blue one?
Yeah.
So everybody's looking after everybody here, and nobody's wearing a label saying I've got this or I've got that.
Like an apple.
Yeah.
Or a sugar cube even.
So you want to play horseopoly? Who's banker?
Well, I'm good at math. I can.
The truth is, she's really well at the farm. The animals look after her, everybody else here looks after her. She looks after everybody else.
When I'm at the farm, I do have freedom, which is nice. It feels like I'm an actual normal person. 3, 2, 1.
It's time to stop the isolation. It really is. It's time to stop putting these people away, out of sight, out of mind scenarios.
Are you happy now? I think Patty's a wonderful person. She loves animals and she likes helping people. Just like I like helping people and I like animals. I think someday I'll like a job that I will help people.
So 2 more times around the gate and then bed?
Okay.
Papa is Kirkland's most favorite friend.
You're a good boy, aren't you? Yeah. Bobby's boy, yeah. I'd take Kirkland for a drive 5 to 6 nights a week. Bobby's little man. I started off doing that when he was a little fella, and I can't get him out of it. I see him struggling, and I'm here for him. I'd be here 8 days a week, with 8 days in a week. I don't believe in God for one reason. If it was a God, he would never put something like this on anybody.
Get your toothbrush. The green one. The green one. After the 20 years of taking care of Kirkland, it took me beyond what I ever thought love was. If our situation was normal, he'd be bringing home a girl and, you know, he'd be driving now.
Lavender on your pillow.
I tried not to think about Kirkland's future because I really don't know what's out there for him. That's on my mind, in the back of my mind, every single day of my life.
Thanks to Papa. Papa have a good drive? Yeah?
I really don't know how I'm ever going to deal or how Kirkland's ever going to deal when that day comes that Papa's not here.
The one absolutely unselfish friend that man can have in this selfish world, the one that never proves ungrateful or treacherous, is his dog. Listen.
If we didn't have Hinchinbrook, I'm not really sure what life would be like. More is expected of him because deep down I know Patty knows he can do it.
There's no tragedy in Kirkland's life. The tragedy is all of the people that have interfaced for him over his 19 years of existence and gave him nothing but took away. There's no tragedy there. There's only a huge abundance of possibilities.
You did an amazing job today. Very proud of you. Love you, buddy.
I never give up the hope that someday I'm going to hear his wonderful voice again.
Rose is really attached to Patty. I know there's been times when things have been really tough at home. The kids are sensitive to her meltdowns. But when we're here, she's calmer and more balanced and more approachable.
Rose could be a great animal scientist like Temple Grandin. She has learned a lot of calmness. That's what Rose has got from Delilah.
I wouldn't have been able to see that side of her without the things that Patty has done with her. I was thinking about what would it be like if we didn't have a place like Hinchinbrook Farm, and I'm thinking about the movie in The Wizard of Oz, where it starts out black and white and then turns color. She would like to do what Patty does. She would like to open a farm for therapeutic riding. I honestly do not know what keeps that woman going. Maybe she's doing this to help heal her past.
If my daughter had had the supports that she needed, her kids never would have ended up in care. People who have addiction to drugs or whatever their addiction is, they're making choices, but at one point it's a sickness, it's a mental illness. The family is the fallout. I'm just amazed that you're calling me today.
Okay, so I'll send it to you in writing.
I would like you to send me a copy of the judgment, and would you like my lawyer's phone number so that you could advise my lawyer on, do you think it would be, you need to be quiet so you can get some more information, okay?
The only authorization I have from my legal department is to call you regarding the court order to try to organize contact.
And when were you told to do that from your legal department?
This morning.
This morning.
Ms. McGill, I will contact my legal department and I will keep you posted, okay?
All right. So I am going to wait to hear from my lawyer before I proceed with your request. Do you understand me clearly?
Thank you very much, Ms. McGill. Have a nice day.
That's the social worker telling me that I don't have the right to text my granddaughter. This has all been manifesting itself for years and years and years. My granddaughter just wanted her parents to rescue her, to be normal. And all of her life I have dealt with, it's not her fault that her parents aren't well. One day they will get in recovery. She's down here, right along the border. And I'm over here on South Shore, Bridgewater. We're a normal family, and we've been trying to cope. Every once in a while, God and I have words. He says he has a plan, and I'm going like, yeah, well, I think it sucks. I don't go back to Quebec because I don't believe that abandoning the tribe that I've developed here are going to profit if I leave. That's what a tribe is. We need each other. So maybe I can work on helping a family stay together. Maybe there's something that I can say or do that that family can hang on to. We all have to make our own tribes. And hopefully, somebody's going to be looking after my family. Because as it is right now, I don't have access. The seizure is not Jamie. It's just part of her disorder.
Ooh, riding gloves.
Yeah.
Even though there might be huge gaps that come into her life because of her seizures, she's developed really beautifully. She's strong.
She won't eat hardly anything. Patty is part of my family, yes. Oh, yes. We're all a tribe here. This is a place where everybody's got something. Everybody's different in their own way. Different is normal when you come here. There you go. Good.
Kirkland's here. Hey, bud. How you doing?
That's right.
I just...
You boys?
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. We have a few housekeeping rules. There's a lot of manure to shovel in the back paddock before you leave tonight. We work like a tribe system here. If somebody needs us, if we can help out in another way, that's the way we do it here. If we go back to being family and supporting each other and being a tribe and being a village, then we could probably find a way to get through all of our difficulties with a lot less stress and angst. So tonight is a celebration. One of the kids that comes here, Rose, has made this incredible short film, and I'm really, really proud that she has taken on this project. Thank you for your patience, and we'll see you after the show.
My name is Delilah. Some people say that I am emotionally delicate, but I am also robust. I was born into a herd that ran wild. For 7 years, I was touched by no person. Then a riding instructor found us. I was a bit scared of her at first. She wasn't like the other humans I had met. The farm I came to is called Hinchinbrook. It's nice to be groomed. I am learning to be ridden. This year I will be in 4-H with Rose. We will learn a lot. We will learn to be a team.
Good job, honey. That was really great.
When I was looking around in that movie theater, pretty much every seat you look at reflects somebody's life that Patty has improved. That's some really significant help that's gone into those lives.
I didn't make this. Nobody ever makes one thing. There's never one ingredient in a recipe. I just happened to attract the right people to help me build this place. I think love is everywhere. It's just more evident here.